Hello, YouTube. We are surprising you with the Monday call because Cheryl has been having something on her mind and she wanted to dive into it.
Oh my gosh, I thought it wasn't working. So I was like already phasing out. I'm excited. Happy Monday. It feels like fall here. It's like winter by you, but it feels totally like fall. I love fall mornings because it's cold. And usually it's hot here in the morning, but I love it when it's cold, but not freezing. So I love the fall. What's your favorite season?
Mm.
Oh, what's a season you love?
Summer, but I love to enjoy fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Because of the changing colors, and I like cozy vibes of like warm drinks and not
mm,
needing like a hat and gloves, but like but now I live in these, so now I can't
yeah.
even really enjoy it.
Okay, we're praying for Candace for cozy vibes.
Right. I live in cozy vibes all year, so I get the colors. The colors is my favorite part. I love watching the colors change.
Yeah, so I've been hearing that a lot of people haven't been hearing from God or like, I don't know, like having signs or wanting their prayers answered or I don't know what it was like um in my brain, but it was like if you're not hearing from God, like who are you hearing from right now? So what does that bring up
Mm.
for you?
Mm. To me, if someone's not hearing from God, they're hearing from themselves through a lens conditioned by the world, or they're hearing from the world and other people in the world.
Okay, can you go with that first one?
Themselves.
Hmm.
Um, all my kids, my husband, everybody getting through. Um, the themselves is like you are the person talking. And like you're like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I haven't done that, I'm not winning here, I'm failing there. And but to me, the only way the metric you're using to measure that is from whatever conditions you've received from the world, whether it was like growing up, whether it's current, whether it's your friends, whether it's your maybe even, maybe even a church. I don't know. Like this is how or your expectations of how life should look.
Hmm.
So that's all I got there.
Yeah, I think it's the expectations of what you think you have to achieve based on what you've seen and what you deem successful. Um, and also that blame, shame, guilt spiral, like wheel. Like, you're constantly like, oh my gosh, that was my fault or someone else's fault. You're shaming yourself because you didn't get somewhere on time. You're guilting yourself because the Catholic guilt, that's what's coming to mind. Like, um, just because something was supposed to happen a certain way. I know there's many times in my life where I was like, it wasn't, I wasn't hearing from God, but nor was I like seeking God in those moments because I was
Right.
like, I already know. And so hearing from God, like almost now every day in a certain way, whether it's in worship music, a person's conversation with me, or like a license plate. How do you
Yeah,
hear from God right now?
I hear from God in all the ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a word, sometimes it's a couple words, sometimes it's something not said, sometimes it's music. Um, I'm also looking for God now. Like you said earlier, like you weren't looking for God then. I wasn't
Yeah.
looking for God either because I thought I knew God. And what it is coming for me now is like we're going into this challenge on Wednesday and so in 2 days. And I'm like, God is calling me personally, not everybody, not for me to do it for everybody, but for me personally into more than what we're doing in the written part. And
Hmm.
I'm trying to be like, okay, what is that? And is that me like that's adding this on because of different thoughts I've been having? or is it actually him? And I haven't made this space yet. I was gonna do it today and I couldn't go to sleep last night. And I started thinking last night, and then that's why I said even in like things not said sometimes is like how he talks to me, and I like hear things like, okay, but it's not always like a voice. So if
Right.
someone's watching this and they're like, what do you mean you hear from God? It's just like a feeling sometimes. Sometimes I actually hear words, which is not very often. That is actually the rarity versus the norm. But um like did you hear words when you heard not hearing from me?
No. I just it was a feeling more of like how can we reach people because like what is not happening right now? Because I felt like even today I felt like I was searching for God in like or God's voice.
Mm,
Um and sometimes it just comes in different ways, but it also comes in actions. Like this morning, I do the YouVersion Bible app most days, and I won't say every day. Um, and I read it to my kids. I sat at the table with my Bible. It was there from yesterday and my notebook. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to read this out loud to the kids. So I read the version of the scripture of the day, and it was Ephesians. And then Lana's like, "Oh, I want to find it in the Bible." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then after Lana was done with it, Jack's like, "Let me just look at this." And he was like looking up, he's like, "I want to look up my name, John." And then he's like, "Oh, I found Matthew." And it was really cool, like, just to see that happen from me just like showing excitement of the verse of the day, which is like one sentence, but like I was like that's really cool, and maybe they don't know, like they don't know, I don't know if they know if they hear from God. But like showing them different things, different tools, uh was really cool this morning. And so I felt like that was an action that showed me like, oh, maybe people aren't hearing from God or aren't seeking God. And like just when we put together posts and stuff for the real missing piece, I'm just like my mind is going of like how can we reach more people and let them know that God's right here waiting for them. Um, and that's kind of like my overall like purpose in doing that. And as we get ready for the challenge, I always feel like I like have a pre warm up week or pre warm up day or pre warm up hour, like whatever it is. Like we're going into this challenge. What do we want to accomplish? What do I want to accomplish? And like you said, your personal, like what you want to accomplish. And we talked about like adding on health, and I was like, oh, I was thinking about that too, because might as well add health into this challenge, even though it's not part of our challenge. We're just providing scripture, devotional, ask God prompt, and faith in motion, just to get like start our morning with God. And like what you said earlier, get up with God. And like as I think about what I want to get done or what God is calling me to get done in this time, I'm like, wow, by the end of it, I get to see Candace. Um, and then it's going to be Thanksgiving and Christmas, and so all these things are going to happen so fast after. Like during this time, I get to like be close with God, and I'm excited about that.
well, yeah, and I think too, his timing is always divine, and we are naturally, as a society in America at least, we are last 90 days. So we're already gearing up for health. We're anticipating 2026, even though we still have 3 whole months. Well, not 3 whole months, but
Yeah, I
two and a
already
half
have some
months.
vacations planned in 2026, which was like I need to calm down.
What?
But uh,
But not really, because like booking and like
yes.
travel and everything else. And I mean, we were driving to soccer yesterday, and I'm like, we need to map out our trip. Like, where are we going to go? Do we need to stop? Are we going to stop? How are we going to do this? We have 5 people and 3 dogs, and like, and we don't have suitcases. Like, what? And then I'm like, calm down, you know? I don't even know
Calm
what car.
down.
I don't even know what car we're taking, but it's just what we do. And
Right.
also, we're getting gearing up for the holidays, which I think this is beautiful divine timing because we're intentionally setting mornings for God between now and Thanksgiving. And
Yes.
that is going to snowball so much bigger than any of us can anticipate.
Yes.
And not in each just in each day, but each day and then each other day and then each other day, and like the compound interest and the compound effect that is about to happen is so
Hmm.
huge. So it's just teed up beautifully. And then we roll into literally Thanksgiving week where most people are thankful, grateful more than any other time of the year because we're intentionally called, like as a society, we're called to reflect on it. And then we go into Christmas season, and I
Yes.
know God's calling us to do something and between December 1st and the 20 something. I don't know. I'm not going to say we're going to get super close to Christmas, but somewhere in there. And so like it's just neat to know that like God is teeing this up for all of those who are receiving it. But yeah, I do think it's important for us to help people realize like if you're seeing this and you really don't know, like think you hear from God, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just hearing or asking us, like coming to the calls, and even if it's just in the chat or in the or even in the comments on YouTube or in the community. um so what are some of the things you guys do to hear it, right? Like us sharing that. And it will be sometimes it's a pattern too. I'm getting
Yeah.
called, like I'm being reminded to say this. Like sometimes it's like a pattern of one word. Sometimes for me, I'll like somebody will say a word, or I'll hear it, or I'll read it, or all the above, and then I'm like, what are you trying to say about that?
Yeah.
And hearing that.
And
So,
like things in repeating, yeah, exact same thing, like repeating. We're all about the repeating numbers. And I was trying to explain that to John, and I was like, it's just a reminder that God's here. Like
yes.
God's here with us, and that it's all on God's timing. And we can have set reminders in places. Like I added 7-Eleven when we launched the Real Missing Piece.
Yeah.
Um, and then I now added my anniversary because you added yours. And so like it's really cool to have reminders because you could just go through the day. Like
Yes.
we could all just go through the day. I'm already on my third load of laundry. I closed up the backyard for the rain coming. Like we could just go through our day with all the tasks that we have to do, but we have to be like those repeating numbers are to me are a reminder of God, and just like all these different places God is trying to get a hold of us. Like he's like, "Hello."
Me.
In one of my coaching calls, it was what my coach said. Sometimes it's environmental, and this kind of reminds me of what I was going to say. Is like if a bird is about to like it makes a weird sound, like you better go look up. Like if there's a siren going, like maybe something is supposed to be highlighted to you at that moment, like
Mm,
you your environment, like everything to me, all works together because God created it all together. And we're all, yes, on different paths and we all have different convictions. But I heard this today of like, but that's that one person's conviction. But that one person is not telling you what to do. They're just telling you that's what their calling is or
mm,
what they feel called to do at that moment. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it. It means like they are following what God's telling them. So maybe that's an example of what maybe there's something God's calling you to do that you haven't done, but they're your example, not your like exact way. I don't know.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like not they're just the fact that they're listening to their conviction and acting on it is like the example, not the actual conviction itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want to invite you to get up with God with our Awaken Your Purpose 40-day Christ-centered morning routine challenge. And I was saying this in one of our calls because I was like, it didn't even start like that. It started as Unleash Your Purpose 2.0. And now we've landed now at the 40-day Christ-centered morning routine challenge. We just want you to know that Christ is the center of this challenge, and he's going to help you get up in the day, and I hope he helps us get up too. Pray for me and Candace getting up with God.
Pray for Candace to go to sleep. That's what we need to pray for. The getting up, like, I feel like that'll take care of itself. Oh man. But yeah, the short version is awaken your purpose. You don't have to say the whole 40-day everything. We're just saying that so you know what it is, but
Yes.
we're trying to help you awaken your purpose. And I guarantee you someone's gonna be like, oh, I know my purpose, it's XYZ. Even
Yes.
if you know your purpose, this challenge is for you
Mm-hmm.
because God will help you strengthen it. He will help you update it. He will, I mean, like, yes, it is about our purpose, but it's also just about our live life here in God's kingdom on earth
Yes.
um, purpose. So it's not specifically like, oh, you will talk to this many people and build this group and write this book and sign this many autographs. Like not necessarily just like that specific of a purpose, but but our general purpose on earth. So come get signed up. And the biggest reason I think is like now is like the time is because we're doing it together and
Mm-hmm.
we're going through it together. And you're not just getting the PDF right now, which we're also, we could have kept going and we could have worked it all out and had all 40 days, but God has told us numerous times, don't do that because I'm going to
Calm
be
down.
moving in you. Yeah, calm down. I'm going to be moving in you so much. So like we did 2 weeks and we're already like, well, we already did week 2, but maybe we should have just held off on that, just had it sitting there hovering because maybe we're going to get an update. So, it's not, you're not just getting that, you're getting our weekly calls and that is going to be huge because we get together and we get to share group thought. And I'm curious to see what God calls us to do with it for like those who join after November 25th, whatever day, 3rd, 5th is the last call. I don't know where he's going to send us with that, but I'm curious. But right now, I know if you come in right now or anytime between now and then, you get in, you get to do the challenge, and you get to come to each of the calls. So that is going to be huge um in like a deeper like a deeper personal revelation but also a communal revelation, and it's going to be awesome. So
I'm excited.
me too. All right, you guys, check it out. Get the link in our bios, and we're not bots, so you can always DM us, and we will be more than happy to send the link over to you directly. We hope you have an amazing day, and we hope to see you on Wednesday. Well, we're not doing a call on Wednesday morning super early. We're doing our normal walk with Jesus, but we hope that you get in and we can start talking about it, and we hope to see you on the walk with Jesus on Wednesday so we can talk about it a